Hey everybody, it's Red Ribbon, and welcome back to Slide 2, Band of Thieves. In the last episode, we completed Operation Hippo Drop, and managed to steal the Clockwerk Wings. Why do my legs look like that? Anyway, there is a downside to this, though. Turns out Rajan's not done yet. He has the Clockwork Heart, which he's been using for an illegal spice trade. That's neat. But we're not going to worry about that for now. Right now, we are going to worry about finding all the bottles of this area. Be honest with you, this place is big, and I'm not really sure where they... Never mind. Now be quiet. I found one. I'm not going to get to that one. Ain't that the question? I feel like I need to get to that somehow. But that's the purpose of this episode today, is to find all the bottles. So let's get to it some crazy how. By the way, how have all of you been, actually? Hope you've been doing well. Hope you're enjoying 2025 to the best of your abilities. I had to look down at my... it's been such a chaotic year. I had to look down at my thing just to make sure that's real. Go away. Go away. Nobody was here. You didn't see nothing. Go away. Yeah! Yeah, I could have stolen the thing from him, but I didn't feel like it. Is my only excuse. Alright. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. How are all of you doing this fantastic day? Well, night for me. I've had an alright time. Work's, well, work. That is as it is. Not fun, not always fun, not always easy. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Right. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it on the channel, but I work at an eye clinic. Which, you know, beats the heck out of making pizzas, let me tell you. Dude, okay, it would be unfair to say I hated my job at Papa John's. Yes, I did used to, in fact, work at a Papa John's. I didn't hate it, actually. My coworkers were pretty chill. Thank you, God, they didn't hear that. My coworkers were pretty chill. My manager was pretty awesome. Just, ugh. Look, I'm not the kind of dude who likes to complain about his customers. I feel like that's bad karma at the end of the day. Because it don't matter how crazy your customers are. Your customers are your customers. I'm not going to say the customer's always right. That has been provenly false. Oh, thank goodness we're halfway there. We had a lot more than I thought we did. But no, that's been proven false. The customer is not, in fact, always right. And let me tell you about some times the customer has been flat wrong. Oh, hello there. I will come back for you in a bit. I can tell you sometimes the customer's been flat wrong. But, you know, at the end of the day, you gotta remember, your customers do make up your business. And if you don't got customers, then you don't really got much of a business. Same with YouTubing. Like, end of the day, your viewers are your customers. They came for a product, and you gotta deliver that product. You may not always like your customers. I like you guys, though. Let me start off with that. I do like you guys. I mean... where would I be without you? Just a guy talking to the ether. Which is what I'm doing now, but it's fun for me, weirdly. Where was I going with all that? Oh, yes, Papa John's. Anyway, I have some stories of Papa John's I can tell. My favorite story to tell is one time... Oh, no. Where was I? My favorite story to tell is one time this lady was like really, really, really irritated with one of our drivers. I don't know what he did. I was working the register, and I'll be honest with you, I was not listening to a word she said. Like, look, it was a Saturday night. I was tired. I had to work till closing, which is already not fun to do. That bottle up there, or am I just tripping? I'm tripping. Anyway, it was late. I had to work till closing. I was tired, and really the last thing I wanted to do was listen to somebody complain about something the driver did. Now, I don't know if any of you, for those of you I mean, who hasn't worked in food, right? But for those of you who've somehow miraculously friggin' spot dodged having to work, the hell? But we already completed this mission. Okay, that's weird. Anyway, for those of you who somehow managed to spot dodge working in a food, sometimes you get put at the register. And when you're working the register, suddenly everything everybody or other employees do suddenly become your problem. Suddenly it's your fault somehow. Those who've worked food and customer service, like, sound off in the comments when you've gotten some crazy person who suddenly thinks because you work the register, everything is your fault somehow. Like, for some reason, they think you have the golden key to all their problems. There's a shiny down there, but I have to ignore the shiny for now. I will come back for that shiny. Like, suddenly they think you're, like, the guy. You're the person. All their problems can be solved by your intervention. It's crazy to me that people think that, for some odd reason. Like, and I get it. They're sure as hell not going to go into the back and yell at whoever it is they want to yell at. You're right there. But come on, people. Like, critical thinking skills or something. Why would the guy at the register have any control of the driver? Like, what sense does that actually make? Again, I think a lot of it is a convenience thing. It's easier to yell at you at the front register than it is to, say, not going that way, say, yell at the driver who you're not going to see. And then there's a whole, like, fear of, like, what the driver or whatever's going to do. Which is valid. Fair, even. Because I've worked with some spiteful drivers. I've absolutely worked for some drivers who boy. Like, I've never seen them do half the things they threaten they'll do. But I really wouldn't be too surprised if they did it, if that makes sense. Alright, I think I've exhausted all my options over on this side, I think. He says walking on a bottle. I'm not seeing it anymore. I still don't know what that's about. But, I guess I should go into town and see what I can glean from that. Alright, let's just rope our way across this. Ah. Thank God their range is only limited to their light. Anyway. Yeah, so look, I get that for a convenience sake that it's easier to just yell at the dude at the register, but I'll tell you right now, yelling at me did absolutely nothing for those customers. I genuinely did not care. Anyway, what was I? Oh, right. I had gotten to this whole tangent for like nothing. As I was saying, there's this lady. She was calling about one of our drivers. Again, not sure what he did. Because it started off with, oh, it's this, that, and the other. Why is that beeping? Oh no. Why? Why is this a treasure? Why? Who? For what reason? This is what happens when you focus on the shiny. The shiny tries to kill you. Okay. Let's just, yeah, I did a little gold grinding while you guys were gone. Buy this while I'm thinking about it. But yeah, she was mad at one of our drivers, and she went on this whole thing about how she was in the military and how she knows customer service. Blah, 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 diddy, blah, blah, friggin' blah. And it was just, oh my gosh. Well, first of all, how did I miss this one? And second of all, I did not know a human being could talk for 5 minutes straight and not realize there was nobody going to respond to them. Like, she was going on for so long, I had put the phone down, left to go check some things. Really, I went to go fold some boxes because I really couldn't be, like, bothered enough to deal with whatever she was on about. And when I came back, mind you, 5-ish minutes had passed since she had started going on her little tirade. She was still going. Like, she was still going on about whatever it was. And I was honestly baffled by this. Well, baffled with a little bit of, like, impressed. Because, again, I did not know a human being could go this long of talking without realizing nobody was there. But, no, she did it. She very much went on talking without a soul to respond to. Be honest, I was feeling a little bad about doing that to her. I mean, she was just upset. Though, weirdly, she didn't answer what she was upset about. So, I mean, take that as you will, I suppose. Like, here's the thing. If you legitimately had a problem with one of the drivers, okay, fine. But then actually tell me what the problem was. You know, I'm certain she told me what it was, and when I think about it, I did walk away from her, so I'm certain she may have said what it was that he did. It just felt like a huge nothing burger. She didn't even ask for a refund. Which is, well, weird in my book, because I've dealt with a lot of customers, and quite a few of them usually ask for refunds. Speaking of refunds, there's this other dude. Definition of insanity. Let's just, let's be cool here. Anyway, where was I? Okay, so there's this dude who wanted a refund for his food. And I was willing to offer him that refund. Here's where the problem starts. He paid with a card. Now, for those of you who don't know, for some reason, when you pay with a card, that money does not automatically come back into your account. You have to wait a couple days for it to, to do its thing. Pretty standard stuff. You gotta wait a few business days for it to do what it's gotta do. This guy was having none of that. He instead demanded that I refunded him at that moment in time in cash. Now here, let's do the math here. Let's say you spend 20 bucks on something on your card. I don't know what. And, I'm not accounting for tax and all that, but I don't care. This is a hypothetical. So you spend that 20 bucks. Oh, dude. Aha! Alright, there's 2 more somewhere, and I'm gonna find them. Anyway, say you spend that 20 bucks. And say you want a refund. Now, you get that, you want that refund, you tell them you want that refund, and they're willing to give you that refund, but then you ask for that refund in cash. Now, let's say you get that refund in cash. Let's say that happens. If you check your bank, you're probably going to notice that you're going to get that refund. You're probably going to notice that you're also going to get that refund on your card. Now, if you think about that, you got the refund back in cash, you got the refund on your card. That means you essentially got 40 bucks back. Because you got the refund on the card and in cash. So you essentially tried to play the system. You played the system and got 40 bucks back instead of the 20 bucks that you had spent. Do you see where the problem kind of started with this? This man wanted me to basically give him back double the money he spent on the food. Nope, not that way. And I was thinking to myself, well, what kind of sense does that? Hey, there's the last one. And that whole time I was thinking to myself, well, what level of sense does that make? Answer, it doesn't. It makes no sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense as to why I would have to give him back twice the amount of money he had spent. None at all. But he was very, very adamant that I gave him that 20 bucks in cash. I think he knew what he was trying to do, honestly. I think he knew he was going to try to get the back 40 bucks instead of the 20 that he had spent. I'll go back for that shiny. But I was having none of it. My manager came in, she told him no, and moved on. I mean, there was a little bit of an argument about it, but then we gave him a free pizza, and I guess that was good enough. I want that shiny that's down there. No beepity beep? Cool. Let's make this back. Which way you going, big boy? Better not be this way. Oh, dear. I know there's another shiny around here. I'm going to go back for it. Also, I managed to find all those without having to look up a video on how. Good for me. But yeah, that guy was a legit wacky. What other stories do I have? Oh. This is the story of why I quit Papa John's. So, I have been working at Papa John's for about 2.5 years now. It's good working there. I had fun. This one day was particularly bad. So when I was transitioning to working at the eye clinic that I work at now, I had reduced my days to part-time, and I was only working Friday evenings to night. You know, I work closing, which was fine. I wasn't doing much on a Friday anyway. Well, here's what ended up happening. I don't know what was going on this Friday. I think everybody was on, all these patients were on, not patients, God, I've been working at the eye clinic for too long. I'm gonna go back for that last shiny. Anyway, I've been working at, it was a typical Friday night, but, well, I was gonna say typical, but no, I don't know what it was, but those patients, again, customers were on demon time. I do not know what bit them. I do not know what was causing them to be so, you know, aggressive and out of sorts. But they were out of sorts. We were getting constant orders. There was, no matter how hard we tried, we just could not keep up. It was crazy. Keep walking, fat ass. No matter what we did, we just couldn't keep up. Okay. I'll wait with you. Like, constant orders, it was a headache. I'm pretty sure our make line was about to quit. But what ends up happening is this teenage girl, she couldn't have been any older than like 15, like just comes walking through our side door, which our side door is for the drivers. So I was immediately like, excuse me, ma'am, what are you doing here? And she is like holding a balloon, like, what is it? She's like holding like a little balloon that had like happy anniversary on it or some crap like that. She had like a little plate full of like heart decoration. Like, this wasn't Valentine's Day or anything, so I don't know what all that was really about. But it wasn't Valentine's Day or nothing, so I'm not really sure what the reason was for why she had these particular things. Anyway, it was a whole bunch of like crap that said I love you, this, that, and the other. Right? Right, we got it so far. I'm playing with fire while I'm doing this. You better turn your fat ass around. Not the guy in front of me. That one. Anyway, where am I going? Where am I going? Oh, surely you're not coming this way. That's right, turn around. No, surely you're not coming down this way. Okay. Where was I? Anyway, yeah, so she had all this stuff, and for some odd reason, she was like all full of tears, all crying, like, it's been a long day, so I'm already kind of over it. So I'm asking her, hey, what's going on? Why did you come through our side door? You can't come through there. She's telling me that she had to run away from her boyfriend who was being abusive to her. She didn't have any injuries on her, but she was definitely like in distress. She's saying that like her boyfriend's hunting her down or some shit like that. I don't know. I wasn't there for any of it aside from what she was telling me, so... But away with you. But she sounded pretty in distress about it, and I was feeling nice. So I was like, okay, here. Hang out in our manager's office. My manager was out at the time, by the way. She was in the hospital, so there was really not much she could do about it. Anyway, I told her just to hang out in the manager's office until I can get something sorted out. I asked her, like, hey, do you know anybody I can call who can help you? She said, hey, call my mom. I was like, okay, cool, bet. So I call her mom. Her mom's like, okay, I'll be there in a bunch of time, talking about how she knew this boy was, like, bad for her, blah, 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 blah. Anywho. Cut to, like, maybe 30 minutes later. I'm still, like, dealing with a bunch of angry customers in front of me. There's, like, a whole line. It was madness. At some point, I see a car drive right past right past the shop, and I was like, huh. That was weird. They drove by in like a really slow manner, like they were like looking for something, like prowler level weird. And it was like, okay, that was strange. Cut to like another 10 minutes, it happens again. Same car I should have. And I'm like, dude, who the hell is this? Oh, that must be the guy. So eventually, the dude comes in. He's like greasy face, hoodie, slick back hair. It was all types of gross. And he's all like, where is she? Like, did you see like a girl come in here? I'm like, dude. Like, he was asking like, have you seen a girl come in here? And I was like, dude, do you have any idea how many people come in and out of this place? Teenagers and adults alike. You're going to have to be more specific. He then kind of like starts eyeing me up a bit, like gauging whether I'm lying or not. And I'm obviously lying my ass off because I don't trust this dude. And clearly not. He was clearly like on something. And so he eventually like leaves, but before he does, he makes some little threat saying like, if I catch her in here, I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm like, oh, okay, bye. So another like 20-ish, almost 30 minutes pass by, and then boom, her mom shows up. And it's like, her mom shows up asking where her daughter is, and I'm like, oh, cool, she's in the back, let me go get her. And being the nice dude that I am, I decided to put a hold on my job for some strange reason and walk them to their car out of fear that guy was going to come around the corner and, like, I don't know, stone cold stunner the mom or something. I don't know. I just wanted to make sure nothing bad happened because I just didn't want anything bad to happen. Well, end of the day, so I get back inside after walking them out. They thanked me, blah, blah, blah. I come back inside, and this really angry, bald dude in a suit looks at me as I get back to the register and says, "Oh, so you have time to play hero, but you can't make a pizza." And that's when something kind of just clicked with me. I have a nice job where I'm working at now. I'm working at an eye clinic. I don't get paid nearly enough to deal with this bald ass dude. So I take off my hat, take off my apron, do a big stretch, look him in the eyes and said, "Yeah, you're free to make it yourself then, bud." And I walked out. I texted my boss that night and said, like, "Hey, I am really sorry that this happened, but I cannot come back to work anymore." I let her know the whole situation, told her that, like, "Hey, I only did what I thought was right, and I'm not going to take it from some customer who clearly did not care about somebody else. Granted, he shouldn't have to. That was not his kid or anything like that. But still, I don't get paid enough to have this dude mouth off to me for trying to be a decent person." Anyway, I quit my job that day, and I've been working where I've been working for, oh god, that was 5 years ago. I've been working at my eye clinic for 5 years since. I like it there. Any hoozles. We have all the bottles here, and I hope you enjoyed my little talk of random BS. In the next episode, we will finally get started on the on getting the clockwork heart. Jeebus. I hope you guys have a good one. Peace. Hey everybody, real quick, I know I just ended the video, but I did a absolute oopsie. Go away. In my pursuit of finding all the bottles, I forgot one away with you thing that I forgot to do. I'm gonna start that sentence over. I forgot to do something, and that was, I have all the bottles. There's a safe we need to go find, which is like the whole point of gathering the bottles. I have an idea where that safe is. Alright, let's go over this way. I'm willing to bet. Is it not in the palace? No, not over this way. It's over this way. Yes, I believe the safe is in here. I hope the vault's in here, or I'm very wrong. I believe I need to go to the main front area. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, I need to be in here. I'd say, don't bring your fat ass over here. Or am I thinking of the wrong place? Oh, I bet I'm in the wrong place. I'm willing to bet that. Yeah, I'm willing to bet I'm in the wrong place. Because you know what? I'm willing to bet it's back where I thought it was originally. So I will actually cut to that point. Because I just remembered where it is. I will see y'all in a... Sorry, that got a little spooky. Yeah, I bet it's over here. Like, behind the... Not the palace, but wherever this ball... I think this is the palace, actually. You know what? I should pay more attention to the story when it's telling me stuff. And God, these guys are dumb as bricks. Yep, it's right in there.
I'd love to see the look on Rajan's face when he finds this vault empty. The code should be 857.
And what's in the vault? The hell? Insanity strike.
You've gotten the insanity strike move.
Okay, what does it do? Insanity strike. Alright. This, and I guess I'll equip you to that. I guess we'll find out what it does later on. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show off. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.